Good night and welcome to This Week in Review. This week includes some clippings from the Sandbanks Provincial Park, an interview with Mr. Owen Marsden, and some clippings from the Lions and Lioness Annual Senior Citizens Christmas Party. So please stay tuned.
Meet Lindsay, a member of the War Amps CHAMP program for child amputees. From the day she was born, CHAMP has been there with counseling and access to the very best in artificial limbs. Today, Lindsay is an active 7-year-old who enjoys school and her computer. Through your support, CHAMP encourages young amputees to use computers so they can keep up with their schoolwork. The War Amps, still much to do for CHAMPs like Lindsay.
This week I did a bit of scenic filming. I went to the Sandbanks Provincial Park, and it wasn't so abandoned as you would think it'd be, seeing it's winter and seeing all the terrible weather we've been having. But due to the bad weather we've been having, parts of the third sand has been washed out. While I was out enjoying the few good days we did have, I saw a shag and a seal. Last week, I met with Mr. Owen Marsden, President of the Burgeo Diversification Development Committee. Due to technical problems, the color of the interview came out black and white. We are sorry for any inconvenience. Good afternoon, Owen.
Hi.
Owen's the President of the BDDC, the Burgeo Diversification Development Committee. When was the BDDC initiated?
It was formed May 30th, 1992 at the high school.
Okay. What is the objective of this organization?
The objective is to try and pass on as much information as we can and try to encourage people to get involved with new development. Have a look at the area, see what can be done to further the development of the area.
Okay. I understand that you guys were trying to get something on the go with the cottage hospital.
Yeah, that's pretty much still ongoing, but it's there's a lot of snarls. We had hoped to use the old cottage hospital as sort of a base, number one, place where we could all go and have meetings and do some of the things that we'd like to do. We also hope to use the Burgeo Cottage Hospital, and there's already been quite a bit of interest expressed for local people. It would be a place where instead of having to construct a building, you would have some floor space there that you could rent, maybe a year, a couple of years, see how the thing would go, and then you decide if it was a worthwhile venture. There's some craftspeople that expressed some interest in the building and rent some space there. The Women's Committee, subcommittee of the Burgeo Diversification Committee, and so on. Plus there's, what we had hoped to do was, and it's been working fairly well, we hope to attract some already established people or companies, and as that's been fairly successful. And what that would mean is that we wouldn't have to worry about the cost of operating the building. So there's the plan, the business plan is pretty sound. The problem we've run into has been trying to get money, number one, for startup, to maintain eating light through the winter months as we had hoped. And I've got a letter from council that have basically said that we're not going to promise this to anybody as such. There's other people interested in the building, so your group is sort of there with a whole bunch of other people that may be interested in the building. So there's quite a lot of snarls. I was talking to Roger Simmons' office yesterday, as a matter of fact, and we were looking for some funding. If we could have got some funding, then maybe we could have then approached council and see if we couldn't have worked something out. But the position of the municipalities and the provincial government is that we need something from council first. And council's position, I guess, is that we need money, and the plan's already there, but we need something to assure council that we can take this building over. So we're into pretty much a catch-22, where where do you go from here? And there's still no guarantees we'll get the funding. We've contacted, there's absolutely nobody left in Canada, I don't think, that we haven't contacted. I mean, I got a folder here that's it's been solid food letters and response and everything else where we've tried to work some of the snarls out of the, the cottage hospital, try and get the thing started. But it's been really frustrating. It's been about maybe a couple of months of every day being at this thing, and it seems like we're fighting the municipal government, the provincial government, and the federal government. Everybody you call, somebody's still say, well, we think your idea is a good one, but it seems like you're falling through the cracks that are in the program. You're falling through the cracks in the floor, and my response has been there's a lot of cracks in your floor, because it seems a little bit strange to me that we've got a development committee here that's been putting a lot of work, been putting a lot of effort into trying to develop the community, and the governments are giving away millions and millions and millions of dollars to the NCARB and whatever, and I know that the NCARB program is necessary at this time and that sort of thing, but I still feel that they need to invest money. There are a lot of people out there that would prefer the work rather than take that NCARB. I know I'm one that would much rather be working and earning my pay than I would have somebody just give me money and I think that's, like I said, I know it's necessary. I know the NCARB is necessary, but I still feel that we should be getting more help than what we're getting to try to develop this community. That was a long roundabout way of talking about the Burgess Cottage Hospital, but at this point I'm very frustrated too.
Yeah. Have there been other efforts that the BDD have taken to improve the economy of Burgess besides the Cottage Hospital?
Yeah, well, what we've tried to do is from time to time come here and come on Channel 10 and bring guests down here when we can. And basically discuss what's happening. We've also had, for instance, we had a round table discussion just this summer. We had, I think, 11 or 12 guests come out from all over the island. Everything from fisheries, tourism, COA, Enterprise Network was out here. A whole host of people that had a, full day of just feeding us information. So, yeah, we've tried to provide information where it's been requested. We've done some other things. We don't get a computer in the Adventures Penguin Area Development Association. There's now a computer there that you can go in if you've got a business idea. You can go in there and access all kinds of information from this computer. We also did a study this summer, one there called Developing New Fishery Opportunities in Burgess. This was done by two people from the Marine Institute, Charlotte Story and Nigel Robbins. They worked for us for a number of months this summer, and they were able to identify a number of underutilized species and that sort of thing. So we've been fairly busy. Haven't got the results that, in a lot of cases, these are studies, and just carried a step further. We've also applied for money, for instance, for sea urchins on 2 occasions. And it just seems that I don't know, there's not much help out there, and it just carried that a step further. Just a couple of nights ago, I saw a guy on there that turned one of these old cottage hospitals into a winery. He's making blueberry wine, and it took him 8 years going through the different phases of this thing, the paperwork and trying to get the money and everything. And here's a very viable operation, but it took him 8 years. I don't think I'm able to hang in here 8 years try to get some of these operations going. I was talking to Bill Party yesterday, as a matter of fact, and he told me that it took him 7 years to get the incubator mall into Pasadena. And that's so ludicrous in my mind. That good viable ideas. You've got to fight through the paperwork and the red tape and come up with money and everything else, when you're trying to develop and help a community, it just blows my mind,
So the feedback that you've received is not positive when it comes to funding? What about beside as well, like, away from funding, the response from, like, say, authorities over you that is willing to help you? Are you getting good response from them?
See, it's a strange thing because I said to Roger Simmons' secretary yesterday, as a matter of fact, I know her well enough now. I mean, all I've got to do is speak and she knows who I am. Good day, Mr. Marsden, you know. And I told her yesterday, I told her about some of my frustration. I'm getting really frustrated. I said, look, you know, I mean, something is soon going to have to happen here, or I'm just going to simply quit. I mean, I'm just tired of banging my head against the wall here. Mm-hmm. And she said, no, Mr. Mayor, don't do that. You know, we're really, you know, we know what you're going through down there, and you're doing a really good job, and hang in there. You know, but who can, you know, I mean, fine, I'm doing a great job. So what? I mean, where's the results? I mean, what's there to show for it? And until we can do that, then, you know, until we can start creating some jobs besides the part-time, some of the part-time jobs that we've done, that I don't feel very successful. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I mean, I'm feeling very tired, as a matter of fact, and I'll just come to a point where I'll just quit, you know. Mm-hmm. Just tired of it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but like you said, all the work you put into it, you would like to get something back, right? Is there much support from the community, from, like, toward the BDDC?
Again, I think there's I mean, a lot of people talk to me and say, you know, hope you can accomplish some of the things you're trying to do and that sort of thing. But again, there's, I mean, you're on our committee, and you know that most nights when we have a meeting, there's about 15 people on our committee, and we've got maybe 5 or 6 that are consistently there, and thank God that there's some consistency to it. There's some people that'll show up on a regular basis. Mountain Vesser's vice president, and I talked to him quite a bit, and he's been, you know, a pillar of support. But it's still, to me, that the community should be involved a lot more than what they are too. I mean, there's got to be about 600 to 700 people that are unemployed here, and I mean, I don't think that we should all be waiting for somebody else to come up with the jobs or come up with the answers, because I'm afraid that somewhere in the near future that the government is going to pull the rug out on us with these, and they're already talking about it. You know, Clyde Wells has been to Ottawa with this new plan of his to basically put everybody, I think, on welfare, you know. And so I saw the need there a couple of years ago. I mean, right as soon as we got laid off at the plant there, you know, I was quite prepared to do my part in trying to help Burgeo out, so to speak. And I think there should be more people that are doing that. I mean, we've advertised through Channel 10 for new members and that sort of thing, and you know, the response is very slow, you know. And I'm not sure why. Maybe if I thought the people didn't have confidence in me, then I'd quit. Simple as that, and hopefully somebody else could do better. Or maybe they, I don't know. I just don't know the reasons why, but I just feel that there's a lot of spare time out there. If everybody wants to stay in this community, I think we've got to do more, you know. And I do. I want to stay here. I made that decision a number of years ago, you know, and I'm quite prepared to do what I can, but I can only do so much. And right now, that's not getting very far. So I'm kind of disappointed that there isn't more people that'll put more effort into our community.
It's been, like you said, almost 2 years now since the plant has been closed down. What would you suggest to the people of Burgeo toward the perpetual livelihood of this town?
Well, even long before, even when the plant was operating, that I thought we should sort of have be diversified. That if something did happen to the plant, that we wouldn't fall flat on our face. There'd be some other avenues of support for this community. Now that it's happened, you know, the plant's been closed for a couple of years, and nobody knows if it'll ever reopen again. Again, that'll be a fight, and we'll take that as far as we can. Don't anybody doubt that. But we should be more prepared. I've always thought we should have been more prepared. You know, we should have been into diversification years ago. Not only because of the people that's working on the plant, but also for our children. You know, I mean, the kids get out of school here and now, and right away, they're talking about leaving town because there's nothing there, you know, and as parents, that I feel we should have tried to be more prepared and tried to have things in our community for our kids so that they wouldn't have to leave town. You know, I know a whole bunch of families that just put every one of their kids now had gone somewhere else to work, and I find it really devastating. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's all questions I have for you. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I don't think, probably said too much already, but, you know, if I've tread on people's toes, if I've offended anybody, it's only because I'm frustrated, you know. It's been a lot of hard work, and there's not a hell of a lot to show for it. And, you know, so that's about it. I'll keep at it for a while and see where it goes. I've got a lot of letters back here, so I'm sorry, your idea is good, and keep at it and that sort of thing, but there's still a couple areas that I'm still waiting for. Roger Simmons haven't responded officially. I've talked to his secretary and that sort of thing. Dave Gilbert went to Chuck Fury, I believe, with the idea about a cottage hospital. So there's still a couple things out there that, I mean, it's still possible that we can do some of the things that I thought we could do from the start. I haven't totally given up on this idea. I'm disappointed it's taken so long, and I don't think I can wait as long as this Dennis did or Mr. Party did in Pasadena. But we'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a good outcome.
Well, don't have, you know, I still got to make some personal decisions too. You know, it's been 2 years of laboring at this thing, and maybe I'd be better served if I went and tried to get a course myself. I don't know. So anyway, we'll see what happens in the next short one.
Okay. Thanks for coming in, and good luck.
You will.
The Minor Hockey League held their registration day on Friday. The league ranges from ages 5 to 19. The boys and girls registered under the division in which their age group fell on.
You picked 1 and 2 because he's so big up here.
The Lions and the Lioness held their annual seniors Christmas party. It was a great turnout, and the seniors danced up a storm.
Ruth Tupper. Mrs. Alice Spencer, now she is the wife of our oldest senior male, Mr. John Spencer. Would you stand, please? Would you remain standing? I'll tell everybody. Our oldest female senior is Mrs. Emma Marsden. Next to her is King Lion Ernie Green. Then we have Mrs. Mary Mertz. Then Mayor Blaine Mertz. Next we have Reverend George Charles and his wife Myrtle Charles. And Reverend Marion Sidwick. Mr. Reed Taylor. stand and have a toast to our seniors. A toast to our seniors. And this time I'd like to call on Mayor Merritt, who's also online. Just would like to have a few words to say.
First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight on behalf of the town. It's nice to see such a large crowd out on a blustery night like this. And I would like to thank the Lions and Lioness for their service to the town. They're always seem to be doing whatever they can for the town. And I would like to assure them that that does not go unnoticed. Finally, I'd like to wish everyone a happy and healthy new year, and that you'll have an enjoyable evening. So I think, according to King Lion Early, this can go on as long as you people like to stay. So, really,
Mayor Merritt. Now I'd like to call on Team Lion Early.
Well, like King Lion standing in the Meadow Lane, I'd like to welcome everybody here this evening. It's nice to see, nice finding that crowd out tonight. I want to wish you all a belated Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year. I want you all to sit back and relax and enjoy yourself. Hope you enjoyed your supper, and hope you enjoy your card game and your games. There's a lot of lines around that can line us that we dancing with you all, so I hope you all have lots of fun. I'd like to thank Lion Stan and Lioness Margaret, chairman of the Alpha Welfare Committees, for getting this party ready, and all the Lions and Lioness that came here today and that's here tonight to welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you, King Lion Early. And now I'd like to call on the president of Lioness Club, Lioness Ruth.
Great to see you. I'm glad no one got blown away all the wind with that. I hope you all had a nice Christmas, and I hope you all have a healthy, happy, and prosperous New Year. I hope you have a good time here tonight, and we'll see you all in October.
This time I'd like to call on King Lion Early and Lion Ruth, along with the two oldest seniors, to cut the cake. Oldest seniors with a gift, and I'll also ask King Lion Early and Lioness Ruth to do this as well.
Stand up again, then. Go ahead, Jack Fox. I'm here, the Lions. I'm here. I'm here, the Lions.
thank you, Lions Schools. We don't have any speakers or anything. And before I ask Representative to return thanks, once again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. It's nice to see so many people out this evening, see some new faces, and I don't know if that, I guess everybody's getting older, but it's nice to see new people here, and also not only new people, but also new people that moved into town here as well. It's nice to see you here as well. I hope you all have a good time, and our cards and dance, and it's like Mayor Mark said, you should stay as long as you like. We're here to, I don't think anybody got work tomorrow, so you can stay as long as you want to. And right now I'd like to call on Reverend Sidwick to return thanks.
Did you have a good Christmas? Oh, that's good. You're enjoying it, are you?
Yeah.
That's good, that's great. Do you come to these parties very often?
Don't miss one.
Oh, that's good. Did you have any parties like this when you were younger? When you were like growing up?
We always had the square dancing. We enjoy all that.
And the card games?
Card games too, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's great. Well, Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, same with you, Mama.
Okay, thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Do you come to these parties very often?
Well, I went up and lied down the neck. I find I get more rock.
Oh, very good. And do you find Christmas is valued as much now as it used to?
Well, I'd say my might ever do.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Do you come to these parties very often?
Most everyone. I wouldn't up to the one alive, 2 steps, eh?
Oh, very good.
But I come every time it comes up here, eh?
Very good. Merry Christmas to you.
The same to you over there.
Do you find Christmas is still like it used to be?
No.
No? How has it changed?
Well, one time when you used to be bummers, eh? Don't see them anymore.
No. Okay, well, thanks for talking to us.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you, Mother.
Do you come to these parties very much?
Yes, most every year. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's a great time here.
Pardon?
We have a lovely time here.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's great.
Yeah.
Do you find Christmas is like it always like it used to be, or has it changed much?
No, way different.
Way different.
Way
How has it
different.
changed?
Well, in many ways, I mean, one time everyone would go over from house to house, because I know we couldn't do that today anyway. And it's hard to either mum or on go, I think. We haven't seen either one this year.
No,
Never the one, no.
it's cut down a lot.
Yeah.
Very good, thank you. Merry Christmas. Do you come to these parties much?
Yeah.
That's good. I guess you have a good time, do you? That's good. Have you found Christmas change much throughout the years, or do you feel it stayed the same?
Change that.
How have it changed? That there's, do everybody still have the Christmas spirit, or?
Don't. It's not the same as it was. No.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Green.
Good night.
Just a few questions I'd like to ask you. Yeah?
Okay.
How many years have you been in the Lions?
I've been in there 8 years, going on 9 years.
Okay. And how long have you been president of the Lions?
I've been president since July the 1st of last year.
Okay. How many years have you guys been having these senior parties?
I would say roughly 17 to 18 years. That's the Adam and the parish John moved up here, so it's about 18 years.
Okay, I think the Lions and Lioness deserves a lot of credit for doing such wonderful things as, example, the seniors party that's going to hit here tonight. And how many members do you have in the Lions right now?
We got 57 members right now.
And they all get involved in events like that?
Oh yes, like as you can see tonight, that we got a lot of Lions and Lioness to cater to the seniors, because all they got to do is phone up and we'll come and pick them up. And when they get ready to go home, we'll carry them home. So we need a big turnout of Lions, and we always do get a big turnout of Lions and Lionesses.
That's great. I think that's wonderful. How many senior parties do you guys have in a run of a year, like this event?
Well, some years we've had 3, but most of the years we have one on World Lions Day, that's October the 8th. And on that day, we have the seniors party, plus we deliver fruit baskets to the sick and the shut-ins. And usually it's on Christmas Day that we have our second one, but due to the weather this year that we had to postpone it till tonight, but we just have the seniors party. We don't deliver fruit trays.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Thank you for talking to me, Ern.
You're welcome. Thank you.
45 points.
Second place, and then you're keeping 705 points.
That's the end of our show for tonight. But on behalf of BBS and BBS volunteers, I'm Dina Marsden, wishing you a great week.